Hey everyone, just want to give an update on the latest on the General. So I'm continuing to do some electrical work. I've got my my panel. Panel is actually mostly done. I got a few more things. I got some LEDs I'm going to put in for some additional accent lighting and so on, and to upgrade the factory one that's down here in the middle. I'm going to put one there. It comes with some in the footwells, and then I'm also going to put a second one inside of here. I've also wired up an oil check light. I also have a Razorback gauge, and that's actually what's leading me to this video right now. So to get the Razorback installed, I've come back here, and by the way, to just install the Razorback, you don't necessarily have to remove the secondary. The reason I removed the secondary is I've got some upgraded round rollers that I'm going to be putting in instead of the OEM flat rollers. But what I'm doing here is, if you see right there, that's the hole where my Razorback Temp Gauge is going to go. Actually removing the secondary will actually help me because I used a step drill, and the top is good, but the bottom's not. So now that that's removed, I can finish getting that done. I've already got the sensor wiring run. That was actually very easy to do. All I did for the gauge wiring, there's power that goes back into my harness back in there. Let me get my flashlight. So back in here, you can see I've got a whole bunch of accessory wiring. That thick cable that's right there, that's actually the Razorback sensor wiring. That is going down, runs through the tunnel. I did not have to remove the tunnel. You could just reach through, and then I've got it zip tied in the middle there, and then I've curved it under. I pulled the seat out. By the way, if you're curious to remove the seat, reach back in here. There's a handle, pull up on it, lean the seat forward, it'll slide right out. So I removed the battery cover, fished it through, zip tied it in, and so the wiring for that's already done. Just got to finish it up. And then for the oil check sensor, which is right here, same type of thing. I ran it through, I removed the passenger seat. Same thing for removal. There's a handle back here, pull it up, seat flips forward. Removed the panel that actually covers the access for the fuel tank, and again fished it through. And my oil sensor here, you can see, very easy install. There's a plug here. That plug gets removed, and then you put in an adapter that comes with the kit, put in the sensor itself, and then what I've done is I've actually put an extra coat of heat shrink. I did not shrink it, but I put the extra coat of heat shrink on there, keep it away from moving parts. This is water here, coolant. So I didn't want to zip tie to that because I knew that would definitely get warm. So what I did is I came out, this is a fixed frame rail here, zip tied here, you got slack in the line, and then you can see where it goes up into the fuel area, and then it goes over to the center console. So super easy install. I have validated that it does work. I can go ahead and go into accessory mode here, and you can actually see that LED is super bright. When you crank it up, it takes a couple of seconds. When you crank it up, the LED will go out. If it ever comes on or starts flashing, you have problems, so you need to shut down immediately. And then I've also got, just to kind of show you what else I have installed, this is a voltmeter, and then it also has 2 USB ports. And then I have a fan override. I don't think, I've got to check this switch. I don't think it has the secondary LED down here at the bottom, which is why this is not lit up. This is going to be, it says flux capacitor. This is going to be for my strobes, rear lights and front lights. And so I've already got them actually wired in. I just don't have the lights installed yet. That's on the to-do list. And then you can also see here, again, Razorback gauge. I got to get the sensor connected, but super bright LED on that. And so I've got that there. So that's what I've got done going so far. Once I get everything buttoned up and installed, I'll come back in for another check. By the way, one other note about removing the secondary clutch. I tried, I even put it in gear to help lock it down. What happens is when you try to rotate it, the car itself just goes forward or back, depending on what gear you're in. So that was a bit of a headache. Fortunately, I do have an air impact. I tried with a battery powered impact, it didn't work. Air impact instantly came right off. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the torque spec on putting it back on, but I'll have to cross that bridge when I get to it. But I've got it removed, and going to be replacing these square rollers with some round rollers that I've already ordered, and those came from HunterWorks, by the way, hunterworks.com. They've also got a bunch of great videos as well that talk about this stuff. So that's where we are for now. I'll come back with further updates once I get further along and get things buttoned. Intermediate update on the Razorback install. You can see I do have right there at the top of my flashlight there's the sensor. Got that installed. I did put a little bit of red Loctite on it, which was suggested in the instructions. And then to aid the removal of the installation of it, and also drilling, I removed this tube right here. This is, which I actually need to twist around just a bit. I have to loosen it and twist it a little. But this is the exhaust. So the vent comes in here, comes in right here. There's the input, and then this is the exhaust. And then got my sensor here. I did double check. This will be right above the belt. It'll have a direct shot to the belt. But to drill this hole, I just removed this tube. It's just a hose clamp, Phillips head screw. Flathead screw. You can loosen that. Just pops right off. These are the cords for shock, not shocks. Daggum, can't talk. That's for the spark plugs. Those just pop right out. This tube comes right out. There's nothing on the other end. It's just a vent. But I removed that to aid in drilling it, and then got it put in, and then got it zip tied in. This is actually a quick disconnect in line. If you ever need to do any servicing or remove this part, you can do that without having to actually remove the sensor. And then over here, you can see again the cable right there. Again, right there at the top of the flashlight. Just got it zip tied in with some slack for vibration. I'll probably come in here. You can see some of the filings from where I drilled. Before I close up, I'll get the vacuum in here and clean that up. And I did double check the belt and the sheaves are all clean as well. So all that looks good. So anyway, just a quick update, and we'll continue with the rest of the project. Hey guys, so I just wanted to kind of wrap things up for today. I got the Razorback gauge fully installed. There we go, and you can see it is registering. I actually just took it out for a ride, and it's about 50 degrees, actually about 45 degrees here, but the gauge is working. I got everything done. I also too got my front LED light cubes done, and the phone here really doesn't do any justice. That's with no lights. That's with the low beams and then the high beams. So if I turn those off and go off, of course we go dark. So there's low beams and then the LEDs turned on as well. So I have gotten, cover up this oil sensor here. So I have got the LED light bar wired up. I've got started working on the rear lights, and then I also too I swapped out this LED right here. There is a factory LED. I swapped it out for a brighter one, and I also put another one here in the center console. Same LED. Got those off Amazon. Super cheap. Seem to be pretty good quality as well, and so I've got those done. You can actually see now with the key turned off. It'll shut off in just a second here, but you can see how bright it is with just that stuff illuminated and no lights. Okay, so got the lights turned on now, so you can see I got my LED light cubes down here in the front. I'm not quite finished with all the wiring here. Actually, you can see I've got this panel removed. I'm still working on that, and this wiring here is not final. Once I get it done, I'll actually cover all this stuff up. I'm gonna have, I think I mentioned, I'm gonna be putting on some strobe lights, and I can find it amongst all my stuff on my table here. What I've got is I have 3 of these Phoenix. They're amber. These are amber LEDs. I have 3 of them here. Here it is right here. So I have 3 of these. I'm going to have 2 on the back and 1 on the front. The one on the front, I actually made a bracket today. It's going to go right here. I think I mentioned that the other day. Got the paint drying on it right now. But I fabricated that today. So that's done. And then the 2 rear, I think what I'm going to do on the back is probably just drill through the roof itself right here in the middle, and just bolt it through from the bottom, and then run the wires in. And then my strobes, I'm going to put a strobe here and a strobe here. So that's my plan on the back. Just have to run the wiring up and do the installation. Should be fairly straightforward to do that. I do think I'm probably going to have to remove the headliner, which I'm not really looking forward to, but I'll have to do that to get that done. But once that wiring is run, everything will be complete up here, and I can also go ahead and run the power hookup for my dome light. And what I'm going to try to do, if I can make it work, is I'm going to see, probably can't see in here right now, but I'm going to see if I can just put in like an old school style switch, so that when you open the door, the dome light will automatically come on. That's my plan. But everything's coming together. Everything looking really good on the inside so far. When I do some more of the wiring, I'll pull the hood off, of course, and kind of go through all that again. And then I did take it off-road for a few minutes this evening, just a little local trail here. It's actually a sewer trail, basically. And that everything handled really well. So one thing down here, so you can see again, there is my my sensor cable and my sensor for that. I did also too, while I had this out, I think I mentioned earlier, I was working on the secondary clutch, and on the secondary I went through and I installed a set of these rollers. These rollers came from Hunter Works. He has a video on his website, lots of videos actually, on how to do the install. Super easy. I did that with a roll punch kit. I got this one off Amazon. Had some mixed reviews online, but it worked just fine for me. Again, I'll post some more updates later on, and keep everyone posted on the progress. Thanks.